What happens if USCIS accuses me of fraud? Hi, I'm Jim Hacking, immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our office here in St. Louis, Missouri. Client's coming to see us this morning about a case that he had on file. It's a marriage-based case, and USCIS is accusing him of marital fraud. Now, marital fraud, asylum fraud, frivolous asylum cases, these kinds of allegations from the Immigration Service are very serious. If USCIS is accusing someone of fraud, then they believe that that individual has lied to them and has submitted fake evidence and that the case has no merit. Now, there are a lot of potential consequences with a fraud finding or even a fraud allegation. Number one, USCIS could refer it to the U.S. Attorney for investigation and possible prosecution. The U.S. Attorney and the FBI might investigate whether a crime has been committed, because obviously immigration fraud is a federal crime. So if you're accused of immigration fraud, you need to take it very seriously. Another consequence is that you could be sent to immigration court. So whenever there's a finding of fraud, most likely the case is going to be denied. And once the case is denied, then you're looking at defending yourself in immigration court from a finding of fraud. Now, I will say that USCIS likes to throw the word fraud around a lot. And fraud requires a very heightened level of proof. They can't just say that somebody committed fraud without any actual proof. They're going to need documentation that the information provided was false. They're going to have to prove up their allegation of fraud. You can't just say that somebody committed fraud and expect the judge or whoever else who's looking at it to just accept that at face value. Now, that being said, if you've been accused of fraud, you need to take it very seriously. You need to go see an immigration lawyer right away, because even if you're just feeling about letting yourself walk away from the case and to not appeal it, you're definitely going to want to challenge that finding of fraud, because that can prevent you from obtaining an immigration benefit further on down the line. So let's say you file a marriage-based case, and let's say they claim that you committed fraud. Now, you might just refile, but you might also want to appeal because you want to show your teeth. You want to show that you have some fight, and you want to show that the fraud allegation is false. So at the very least, you're going to want to respond with a comprehensive explanation as to why there was no fraud. And then if you can appeal or challenge that finding in any way, you do it. And then when you refile, you're also going to point out that you've always challenged that you've never committed fraud, and you're going to want to make sure that unless you did in fact commit fraud, that you fight it. And we can help you with that. So we've had a lot of cases where USCIS, especially here in St. Louis, likes to throw out the fraud word because they think it scares people away. But like I said, fraud requires that heightened level of proof. There's more to it than just putting in a decision that someone has committed fraud. So you're really going to want to go over it with a fine-tooth comb. When our client comes in today, we're going to go over this allegation of fraud with him. And it's troubling for sure, and it's obviously very scary, because you could be left with no immigration benefit at all and no path to getting back into immigration status if USCIS has decided that you committed fraud. So very important, push back and give us a call at 314-961-8200. If you have questions about this, you can leave a comment in the video below. Be sure to share it on social media. Subscribe to our YouTube channel so you get updates when we have new YouTube videos, and make sure to find us in our Facebook group, which is called Immigrant Home. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.